know that the week off wasn't so much of a week off, but how have you tried to use that to get everyone ready to go for Friday night?
To be honest, like we had all the other weeks off, the international breaks and our buys. We had an internal trial, and that went very well. Some of the data that we got from that game was on par with what we're getting in competition games anyway. So that was on a physical aspect, that was really good. So yeah, it's been pretty normal, to be honest.
And in terms of you've been able to, I guess, manage the group throughout this time off, Aurelio, does that mean is Sammy a chance to come back into the side? And I guess also how did Matt pull up after coming on against Sydney?
Matt, did you say Matt?
Lecky.
Oh, Matt Leckie, yeah. Oh, yeah, him.
The Socceroo.
Right, that guy. Yeah, no, Matt's absolutely fine. So, yeah, we still have another session this morning, but Matt's fine and recovered well, trained normally, so that's all fine. Sammy, unfortunately, still, for whatever reason, is struggling with his injury. He started running last week and just keeps getting pain on it, so it's not totally clear, and we're not sure why. It must be something else is going on. He felt fine for a few days, and then when he pushed a little bit more, he started to get a little bit more discomfort. So Sammy won't be around tomorrow, and hopefully he's in a better position for next week.
So yeah, with Sammy, it's more a week by week proposition. It's not reaching the point where you have to make a call one way or the other.
Yeah, correct. He's done very little training as well because he had a few days off when he first did it. Came back slowly, and then it's been several weeks, to be honest, that every time he started to increase a little bit of work, he started to feel a little bit more pain. So there's something not quite right there with him at the moment. So I think he's going to be rescanned again this morning or this afternoon. So just to make sure that there's nothing else underlying.
And just before I hand back to Harrow again, any other fitness or injury concerns coming in?
Well, the other one was Nate, who came off late in that Sydney game, and he's 50-50, to be honest. If it's not this week, he should be fine for the following week.
You mentioned, what was the nature of the injury in the end with that one? Or
Yeah.
The knock to Nate?
Yeah, it was a calf.
Yeah, so like a little strain sort
Yeah,
of thing? Or
yeah,
got like a
yeah,
corky or
just
something?
little strain. Little strain, which was strange because he wasn't in the motion of sprinting. He was actually just standing, and then he said he just felt a cramp-like pain, and he had a very light strain, but he's recovered pretty well from it. So we'll just see how he goes today, and then, like I said, it'll be a 50-50 situation for him. If it's not this week, it should be certainly next week.
I imagine pretty straightforward like for like there with Talbot available.
Yeah, more than likely, if that's not the case with Nate, yeah, correct. Yeah, we've played Stevie Ugargovic there on a number of occasions last year, so he's also a possibility that can fill that role as well.
And I guess on the other flank, Aurelio, you've actually got Aziz Behich for this finals campaign. You didn't have him last year because of the loan to Al Nassr. How valuable is going to be having Aziz for this playoffs campaign going to be?
I think he's been extremely valuable for the whole season, not just the playoff games. Joey, he's added a different dimension. He was certainly one we missed last year, with no question about that. Just his presence, not just on the pitch, but his presence off the pitch, and that's been invaluable for us this year. He's taken the captain's role this year. He's really relished the position, but sometimes you can get the armband and everything can change. Your head can start flying everywhere because you think you need to do everything as a captain, but he steps in when he has to, and his performance have been super consistent. So he's done an enormous job for us and for the team this season.
Aurelia, off the top of my head, this will be, as a coach, your first crack at the two-legged final series in the A-League. How are you approaching it? Because everyone seems to be different. Some say it's two different games. Some say it's like one great big game. And obviously they're both at Amy Park. So how do you handle it?
Yeah, for us, our message this week has been just about obviously it's a big game because it's a semi-final, but it's just a game. So we can't think about what the second leg looks like. We just got to worry about doing our very best and keeping ourselves in the right frame of mind to get a good result and play just on its merit. And it's a game. It's a game against an excellent opponent. They've had a super year. Their last month especially, they've improved a hell of a lot in all aspects of their game. So it's a 50-50 game. It really is. I think ourselves, Western, Victory, and obviously West Sydney, I know they got beaten last week, but we're all fighting for a top 2 spot right to the death. So that tells you how close the competition is. That tells you how close all the teams are. So on your day, you've got to be very, very good.
What can you take out of the other wins over Western? You managed to contain Noah Botic and their attack really well across those couple of games. What can you take out of those games, and how much can you draw on what you were able to do so well against them the other times? Nothing really, to be honest, because it's a completely different game. They were in a different phase of their season, and so were we. We had a lot of kids playing those games, especially the second one. They've changed, they've improved dramatically the second half of the season, and so have we. So it's just to be honest, we're approaching it as a clean slate. First game that we're playing them. We know each other back to front because we played them twice in the pre-season, and then we played them twice within the first, I think, 6 or 7 rounds, and we haven't played them since. So it's been a long break in between, but we know what to expect. They know what to expect from us. So I think it's going to be a very, very good game of football. Their mobility now around the park is excellent, and they've got multiple goal scorers. So we certainly have to be on our toes to stop that. But we also believe that we've got some really, really good momentum. The spirits in our group has been extremely high. We've got players in most areas of the park that can hurt the opposition. So our efforts throughout the year have been collective. So if it's not collective, then obviously we're going to have some difficult times and suffer. But if we're working together as a collective, and then it gives us our best opportunity to win the game.
One thing we've seen from Western Aurelio is just how well they're able to transition quickly up the field, play through the press or counter press, and turn a defence into attack in a moment. As a team that likes to have the ball, how do you defend against that? Yeah,
we just have to be prepared. Always have to be prepared for turnovers. And yes, you mentioned that in the transition moments, they are super, super quick and direct. So the mindset has to be right about when we're going forward. We can't be just thinking about looking at the play. We got to be alert and ready for the moments that if we do lose the ball, that we're pretty aggressive on our opponents and don't let them get a run on us and try to regain the ball back quickly. That's all part of our methodology anyway and our playing style. But sometimes people can switch off. We know that, we understand that. But the more we're at them, the more that they're mentally prepared for those moments, then it puts us in a better position.
Just Aurelia, coming into finals, I know every coach is different from this. I mean, do you somewhat separate finals from regular season? So when you reflect on the job that you've done and the team's done, you'll have one assessment for the regular season and one for the finals? Or is there a chance that, you've had such a great regular season, but are you of the mindset it means nothing if you can't perform in finals?
Yeah, I don't separate it, but I think it's clear, and I don't know what it is, to be honest, Joey. It is just different for whatever reason. The way the competition's set up, you can probably win it from 6th position, to be honest. or even fifth. So there's no real great advantage being first or second, in my opinion, because all of a sudden you win the elimination final and you're in a more or less a semi-final that gives you a direct passage to a grand final. So you got to just take it on its merits, and what we're doing is just taking one game, trying to tick this first game off and putting ourselves in a position that leads us into a good position going into the second leg. But as I said, it's 50-50. Two very, very good teams, two well organised and drilled teams. No one's going to give an inch for sure, and it's the guys the team that handle those moments, those 50-50s, all those little details that I suppose are big in games like finals. So I think the team who manages that better probably gets the upper hand.
So, Aurelio, what does having Matt Leckie available do for you? Like, one, how many minutes can a guy like that play? And two, just his experience, his big game qualities, big moment qualities. I imagine it's huge in finals.
Well, I think, Anna, there's no question that we're a better team with him in the starting lineup. That's for sure. His experience, his ability to read the game, his ability to pick the right moment with the ball, without the ball, his ability to lead by example on the pitch, which drags everyone else with them. That's invaluable. So he's going to get time for sure on the pitch at some stage, and let's see where it goes. Hopefully, touch wood that nothing happens, and he's able to survive the next 3 weeks, because obviously with him we're a much better team.